Hey everyone, welcome back to another 5 ways video for Attack Magazine. This is the series where we show you 5 different ways to use a particular piece of gear. Today we'll be taking a look at EZdrummer 3 by Toontrack. This is a drum plugin that aids in the creation of drum grooves of all flavours. So we'll be taking a look at 5 unique ways we can use this plugin to quickly generate imaginative percussive grooves. So let's not mess about and just jump straight into our first sound. Whilst in its initialized state, EZdrummer 3 is an excellent tool for quickly sketching live drums, including a series of different kits for different vibes and flavors. However, if we go to our drums view, we can actually swap out the live hits for our own user drum sound, potentially making the instrument more appealing for electronic music producers. Head into the replace drop down and dragging and dropping our own sample into the slot, or we can achieve this by simply dragging and dropping the sample straight to the relative drum graphic. We're also able to tune our samples in this section of the plugin if necessary. Once done, we can then audition all the various grooves available with our customized drum selection, and even in the context of the other sounds in our project without committing any MIDI to the arrange bar. As soon as we find something we like, it's simply a case of dragging and dropping the MIDI file onto the timeline on EZdrummer or straight into our DAW's arrange page. So for sound 2, let's take a look at customizing grooves in the groove editor. As is the case with the EZbass instrument, once you've selected the groove, there's plenty of tools on hand allowing you to tweak things to taste. There's a simple mixer section for adjusting volume and pan, whilst in the grid editor we can add, remove or move around hits. We can also apply swing to our groove, which includes the option to inject some randomization to the swung notes for an even more humanized feel. And also a great technique for 16th note hi-hats or any drum hit that's a little too intense is the dynamic control or variation we can apply. Making sure we have the hits selected, we can dial in a little randomization to the velocities, instantly generating an altogether different feel. So for our third technique, let's take a look at using Bandmate. This is an excellent method for making sure your drums lock in with your bass or melodic groove. Let's take this loop here we have as an example and say we wanted to generate some drums that fit nicely with this groove. We simply head to the Bandmate section of the plugin and drop our bass loop in. EZdrummer 3 will analyze the bass loop and intelligently create hits according to the groove of the audio. From there, we can audition the drums and/or bass at different levels and then begin experimenting with different vibes via the filters found to the left. Also applying swing and velocity adjustments at the same time. Once we've found something we like, it's simply a case of dragging the created MIDI clip onto our timeline. Another really cool feature of EZdrummer 3 is its ability to generate drum fills. Considering electronic music often tends to be programmed or sequenced, these aren't always so easy to come by. So I've got a loop going here, a funky bass, some chords being triggered in easy keys using one of the sounds from the Electric Mark I instrument, and I've generated some drums via the Bandmate feature. If we head over to the groove section, you can narrow down the search field to only display the fills. So not only can we audition the fills here, we can also press play, which will audition the fill with our other elements. Once we've discovered the fill that we like, we can bring it into our timeline and arrange accordingly. And as with any other MIDI region, we can head into the clip itself, begin to tweak velocities, hits, etc., making sure the fill works in the context of our track. In this fifth and final video, we'll take a look at how we can take the drum grooves created in EZdrummer 3 and begin to break them out into an arrangement, in which we'll also incorporate Easy Keys and its intuitive MIDI manipulation capabilities to quickly provide us with a counter melody. I've dragged the bass from this loop into EZdrummer's bandmate tool in order to yield a drum groove that gels well with the bass. So from here I can drag this onto EZdrummer 3 timeline or directly into my arrange page. Of course, now we have the MIDI, which we could then chop up and rearrange in our DAW. However, a great feature of Logic Pro we can utilize here is the separate by note pitch, found by right clicking on the MIDI region, navigating to the convert section and selecting separate by note pitch, thus creating separate MIDI regions from which we can then use to begin creating our arrangements. As a quick add-on, I've got this MIDI region in Toontrack's Easy Keys instrument using one of the sounds from the Cinematic Pads pack. In order to create a counter melody from this, I can quickly duplicate this instrument, opt for a different Easy Keys sound like the electronic pop for an example, navigate to another preset, and from here begin experimenting with variations on the selected chords to further enhance options when we come to consider our arrangement and what components we have at our disposal. Okay, that's it for this 5 ways video using EZdrummer 3. As always, thank you for tuning in, and if you're enjoying our content, don't forget to like and subscribe below to stay up to date with all the latest videos from Attack Magazine. And of course, if you're interested to learn more about EZdrummer 3 or indeed any of the Toontrack plugins, we've also included a link below in the description box to the Toontrack website so you can go and take a look for yourself.